Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam Show. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam Show. Turn it up.
What's up, everybody? Dr. Chris in the building. Dr. Chris in the building. 638 songs. I'm trying to upload a new sound, a new music deal. Let me know if y'all can hear that. Let me know if y'all can hear that. Let me know if y'all can hear that. Let me know if y'all can hear that intro song. Because if so, this will be, you can hear it. Okay, that's wonderful. You can hear that? Yeah. Yeah. Let me know if y'all can hear that. Yeah, baby. Yeah. 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 All right. A vibe. A whole vibe, y'all. Let's go. 638. 638. Yo. 38. Yeah. 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 Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Let's go. Hey. What's going on, everybody? This is 638 episode 638 of the Pancakes and Powerslams Show. We got some stuff to talk about. Some stuff to talk. Oh, this is fire. I like that. 6 pancakes, 38. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very clever. All right. So let's talk about. Let's have some more people come in real quick as we load up. As we load up. As we load up. Yeah. Yeah. As we load up. 638, yeah. While we coming into the lounge and we vibing, I want all y'all to share this video right now. Let's spread the word about Pancakes and Power Slam. So I'm going to use this opportunity for all of you right now that's on here right now, and I see the numbers. Share this video. Bring some people up in here, some more people up in here. Let's share this thing. Let's continue to spread the movement, spread the word of the Pancakes and Powerslams Show. That's what we do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, this is probably my favorite Lakey inspired song called Beyond. So I'll probably be using this for the intro from now on. It's a whole vibe. I haven't listened to this one. I haven't listened to this joint in a while. I was like, man, I haven't listened to this one in a while, man. I'm gonna bring this back, and I think I'm gonna start opening up with this joint. Thank you, appreciate it, man. Humble's in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? Derek's in the building. What's up? Yeah, that's what we do here, y'all. You already know it, Derek. It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe on PNP, y'all. We just hang out, we chill out, we have a good time on PNP. We vibe, we chill, and we talk about wrestling, but we vibe and chill. That's what we do here, man. So everybody go ahead and share go ahead and spread and share 638 as we get to our subjects. And our subject today is going to be about why it's 6. We're going to talk more about why it's 6. Why it's 6. Particularly Bo Dallas. And the segment. The segment about this is week 2 of this why it's 6 thing. And so basically, we're going to see where this is going to lead us. But I stand by what I say. First of all, let me put over the segment. I think the segment was really cool. I think the segment was very, very nice. I think it was nicely done. I think it was interesting. It was intriguing. They brought a reality element to it, which intrigued me. So for that, I'm intrigued. We'll see where this goes, and it did intrigue me. However, the biggest thing that I have with this, like I said before, man, I stand by it. How does this translate into a match? How does it translate into a match? Okay. How does it translate into a match? So that is the biggest thing that I am looking forward to this. If you do some random match or foe, or we're going to, if Adam Pearce books a match, to me, that squelches it all. You got something interesting here. You got something sports entertaining here. However, I don't want this to be just another match. Like what are we going to, because guess what's going to happen? Say, let's do like a 1 year hypothetical outcome of what this is going to look like in the summer of 2025. Now, bold prediction is why it's 6 has it becomes some random heel promotion or some mid heel promotion, a faction that feuds with LA Knight or something like that to get back at Bray. They lose against it, like something. It would not surprise me if something silly like that happens. I don't want to see this lead into some useless match. It's like they pigeonhole themselves, man. To a large extent, I do think that the WWE has pigeonholed themselves into all of this cryptic stuff, all of this leading into the wide 6 stuff. And then what you do is you have the debut with, people getting killed basically. But Chad Gable, by the way, he got a bullet in his head and he was able to come back the next week. So that basically shows how much of the impact of their attacks are, that someone can not only come back the next week, but cut a promo and beat 2 of the biggest people on the entire roster. Yeah, that makes booking sense. And so you're already showing that they're less than dominant. That their mystique is already being exposed, because they can't even put Chad Gable down. And Chad Gable, although he's an athletic freak and he's like an ant, like stronger than his size, like 10 times stronger than his size, he's still a small guy. And so if you're stepping on an ant, yes, the ant is strong, but the ant's not going to come back to life and, be strong again. The ant's going to die. But they theoretically killed Chad Gable, only for him to come back to life the next week and win his Money in the Bank qualifying match. So that's already a big dud. And then what you do is you have this cool segment with Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy. But guess what? Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy. So unless you make somebody else Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas becomes a part of the Wyatt Six as the sixth member, but you still have Uncle Howdy, but Bo Dallas didn't come the first week. Okay, so you can't make Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas be at the same place unless you change who Uncle Howdy is. And then what does that make Bo Dallas? Maybe if you do something with Bo Dallas, that Bo Dallas ends up, merging, somehow or blending in or just connecting. They do some type of transformation of Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy becoming one soul. And then Bo Dallas, has that type of transformation. Then, okay, maybe you can do it that way. But again, where does this lead to, man? This is cinema. This isn't wrestling. This is cinema. And so at the end of the day, where does this thing go if you don't have any long-term plans with it? I mean, think about this just across the board. What in the world are the long-term plans of this whole thing? Does Uncle Howdy become in the Money in the Bank match? Does all of the members of the Wyatt Six enter into the Royal Rumble? I mean, what are we doing here? What's the end game? And it's going to be pretty difficult, man. And of course, WWE is not just going to pay them to have cinematic, moments all the time. There has to be some type of payoff here or some type of lead into some story. Looks like they're Raw exclusive. You have the Judgment Day, which is atrocious to have a feud with them. That would be a big bust. And then you have Karrion Kross and his boys. Again, do we so Rambling Rabbit and Mercy the Buzzard, do you take them? I mean, Joe Gacy's behind the mask. You have to take the mask off of him, right? I mean, with Mercy the Buzzard, I believe Mercy the Buzzard was Dexter Lumis. So is he Mercy the Buzzard or is he Dexter Lumis? And if he's Mercy the Buzzard, that means that he would have to take the Buzzard mask off to have a match. But guess what? People know that he's Dexter Lumis, and Dexter Lumis has been booked incredibly poorly. So how is that going to be any different? So it's really easy for people to become prisoners of the moment, and they don't have really good foresight when you become a prisoner of the moment. You don't think steps ahead. It's like being a horrible chess player. You just move in whatever piece. You see the queen move and you're about to strike, but then you don't realize that there's a bishop right there. As soon as you lay your hand off, boom, you're done because you didn't think a step ahead. You got to always think a step ahead when it comes to life, period. But when it comes to storylines, man, you got to think a step ahead as a fan. Can't be so gullible to think that everything's going to be so amazing. And WWE's unfortunately had a track record that things haven't been amazing. The only thing that I really want to put over, like the Bloodline storyline, the payoff was okay. I mean, the payoff really to the Bloodline storyline was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens winning the tag team championships, because you end up having Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. That wasn't a payoff to the Bloodline storyline. But then you had Jey Uso and Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. That would have been a payoff, but that didn't work because Jimmy interfered, and Jimmy wanted to be out of the bloodline, but then he became a part of the bloodline and he was totally irrelevant. And then he gets kicked out by Solo to be away again, and then he's going to turn babyface again. I mean, if there's anybody who has absolutely been obliterated in this bloodline storyline, it's been Jimmy Uso. Because if you remember, he was hurt at first, throwing in the towel. Like he was throwing in the towel because Roman Reigns was jacking him up even when he was hurt. And then he joined the bloodline, and then eventually he stepped away from the bloodline, with influence from Sami Zayn, and then eventually joins it again, and then he got kicked out, and now he's going to theoretically join the original bloodline that he didn't want to be a part of because of Reigns. I mean, he's just all over the place, and so that's weird. But somehow we think that we're going to bring in the Wyatt Six, and everything's going to be okay. I'm just not confident that this payoff will be sufficient to our liking. And I think, when the journey is better than the destination when it comes to pro wrestling scripting and creative, man, you've flopped. You've absolutely flopped. So we'll see where this Bo Dallas thing goes. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be hard for me. It's really hard for me to grasp how they're going to effectively translate this into a match. Because again, man, if it's Adam Pearce making something official, or if it's just some random, let me have a match against this person at SummerSlam, it becomes very sketchy, man. Very sketchy. All right. Let us go. You know what time it is? There it is. It is time for the question can. All right. What's up, y'all? Let's do this. We start off with yes, the People's Wrestling Channel. Sika has passed away, unfortunately. He was 79 years old, man. So he lived a very blessed life. I mean, 79 years old is a very enviable age for anyone to have and to live. And yeah, man. I mean, just lived a legacy, WWE Hall of Famer. I mean, how proud could you be that your son is basically the face of the WWE now? Like, you have Hogan, you have Austin, you have Cena, you have Roman Reigns. I mean, he's basically he's the face of the WWE, and has been for the past 5 to 7 years. There's only 4 really, and before that was Bruno. So it's like he's in the 5 of the faces of the WWE over the past 50 years. Bruno was the 70s. So Bruno, Hogan, Austin, Michaels. Yeah, I think Michaels is probably the bridge right there as far as the face of WWE. So it's really 6 over the past 50 years. Bruno, Hogan, Michaels, Austin, Cena, Reigns. Yeah, I mean, you have a supporting cast: Taker, Triple H, Angle. I mean, you have a really good supporting cast. Although Angle was mostly in TNA. He's a TNA guy, but He was there in the early 2000s. So I mean, you had Foley is another one, was a supporting cast, but again, he didn't have a long shelf life. Triple H had an extremely long shelf life. So did Taker. So did Kane. But they're all, even Rock. I would call him a supporting cast. He's probably 1B to Austin during that time. But he wasn't the face of the WWE in that era. I mean, that was definitely Austin. So Reigns is that guy now. So I mean, man, what a beautiful thing to live 79 years, to know that your son not only has been successful in the pro wrestling business, but has, he's became one of the faces of the WWE. Of all the faces of the WWE, Roman Reigns is one of the faces of the WWE. So, I mean, has to be proud of that. He had to be proud of that. His family had to be proud of that. So, I always say, live to leave a legacy. Live to leave a legacy. And Sika, from what we see with Reigns and what we see with this WWE Hall of Fame and just the NOIE, Fatu family, mission accomplished. So kudos to Sika. Praying for his family as they recover in this tough time. Thoughts on Jacob Fatu's debut? It's a knee-jerk debut. Just like everybody else is going to have a moment. It's going to cause people to talk about it. Jacob Fatu's there. It's going to cause them to play, video of Fatu coming out. But again, man, where does this lead to, man? Where does it lead to? Yes, we'll have a bloodline 2.0, a rogue bloodline, whatever you want to call them. Sure. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, they're probably going to lose the Roman. Even if they don't lose the first time, they'll eventually lose the feud. They'll probably implode, and then they'll have trios matches with Tama Tonga Tankaloa and Jacob Fatu losing to some random trio. So, I mean, just bringing in a bunch of Samoans in the family and expecting all of them to be successful. Nah, man. I like Jacob Fatu a lot. I think he was absolute money in MLW. He had the belt for over 2 years. He had the championship for over 2 years. Amazing in the ring. I mean, he was a lot bigger in MLW. He's cut a bunch of weight. Looks good. So yeah, kudos for all that. Kudos for putting in the work to come in the WWE. You got to respect that. You got to respect that. I mean, he put in the work to, okay, wow, I got a WWE contract. All right, bet. I'm going to cut some weight. I'm going to look real good. Yeah, I mean, you got to respect that. That's wonderful. But at the same time, again, I'm not convinced that WWE will use him right, because there's been a lot of people who have came who they haven't used right. They just felt like, people crap on Tony Khan. I mean, Tony Khan has a lot to be critiqued about, but it's not a glaring difference between Tony Khan and Triple H in many ways. You have your shiny new toy. They come in and then they blend in with everybody else within a matter of months. So not a big difference there. So could Jacob Fatu be a difference? I'm not going to hold my breath on that, but at the same time, we'll see. We'll see. I'm open to it. Could I do a quiz for you and the patrons from the after party? We already have something set, perhaps in a week or two, but we're going to do some Money in the Bank quiz. You can ask a few questions, but we're going to do mostly the quiz. But hey, if you want to ask a few quiz questions, I used to do a Stump the Host special on PNP. I got to do that again, but man, my brain is so fried because of my schedule nowadays that I'm really good in wrestling trivia. Many people know that, but I might forget more than I remember when it comes to pro wrestling trivia. But again, I'm always open for that. I might have a stump the host soon. So, your thoughts on Dynamite only getting 5,000 in the ratings the People Wrestling Channel was asking? You know, here's the thing, man. Tony Khan, there's just certain business decisions, business ideas, business meetings that you should have that should really cause you to rethink where you're going, when it comes to this whole setup of AEW. I mean, you got to rethink that, man. And it doesn't seem like Tony Khan cares much, man. He's going to be happy about the matches having 5-star. He's going to be looking at the Wrestling Observer newsletter every week to see if he did a good job, to see what Uncle Dave says about his matches. Look, he's got the money to do that. As long as he's putting together these toys, these pro wrestling action figures come to in real life form. He's like the kid who's has the wrestling ring and is playing with the action figures. He's a billionaire. He has it to basically make matches and have these real life action figures play in his ring. And now he's got a crowd of 3,000 people, cheering him on as he's playing with his wrestling toys. You see this? You see Adam Copeland and Malachi Black? Like, it's just, that's essentially what he's doing. Now he's got a backing to do that. So he's looking at the ratings. He's like, oh man, 500,000 people are watching me play with my toys in the ring. So it's not, I don't think it's going to cause him to really, I don't think it's going to take a little bit for him to reach a breaking point. I don't think I don't think 500,000, although it's just about three times less than when they debuted. I mean, what type of successful business model can say that nearly 5 years after you debut your first Dynamite show, you are nearly 3 times less in viewership than you were 5 years ago? I don't know what type of business plan calls that a success, but that just goes to show that Tony Khan he really cares about him being sure that he gets the wrestlers and he gets the ring in. That's essentially what it's all about. How much is the cake that I'm buying for you for your birthday? Oh man, what a sweetheart of a guy. I'll find out. I'll be taking donations. My birthday is next Tuesday. So it'll be during PNP, y'all. It'll be the end of my birthday. It's the last few moments of my birthday is the beginning of PNP. So next week you'll be able to shoot me happy birthday and send me cash apps galore of your wonderful love gifts for my birthday. So I'll be preparing for a showering of gifts. But I'm a huge fan of Nothing Bundt Cakes. So if you can find a full size cake from Nothing Bundt Cakes, there you go. That would be fantastic. I love gifts. That would be great. That would be so nice of all of you. You guys are so sweet. PNP Nation is the best chat room in the business. The best. RIP to Sika. Yes, indeed. The People's Wrestling Channel said Elvis said RIP to Sika. Yeah. People's Wrestling Channel. That's very confused after Raw with their Wyatt stuff. Is it a good thing? It leaves me with unanswered questions. Therefore, I tune in next week. Yes, that is a good thing, which I will anyway. But yeah. So That's a good thing that is leaving you with unanswered questions. That's called a cliffhanger, so that's good. Um, however, the problem is don't leave us so confused that we just are that we lose interest. So that's where the issue comes. And so we shall see where this leads us. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Rollin is in the building. Very, very nice. Very nice. Michael Pestolano. I gave you a shout out on our show last week because you had a super chat that went unanswered. So last night I gave you a shout out, Michael. So there's your super chat right there. Why did the Wyatt Six have to destroy the gimmick on the first night by posing for a photo with the fan at Whataburger? So, man, and they didn't even seem very well. Nikki Cross looked pretty happy. Yeah, I mean, Eric Rowan was chilling. Dexter Loomis was in a beard and kind of standing up, chilling. Eric Rowan was sitting down. I think Bo seemed happy. Nikki Cross smiled. I think Gacy was smiling too. Man, I mean, what a way to kill your character in a matter of one night. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that I would have taken that picture. If I was in that group, I would have backed away from it. I would have said no. I would have said a hard no for everybody. This is what I would have done. I would have set that person. If it seemed like it was just him and them, basically, I would have had the entire Wyatt Six. This is your blessed day or quote lucky day. Look, I would have had all of the Wyatt Six autograph, his receipt or his shirt or whatever he had on. Give me a marker, I'll autograph. And so all of the Wyatt Six would have autographed him. That would have been an amazing time for him. But man, you can't just kill kayfabe by taking a picture away from your garb, your mystery garb. It's destroyed because now everybody knows who are Wyatt Six. Yeah, people know who they were, but now you're just killing the element of mystique. And that's what pro wrestling is all about. It's the element of mystique. It's the suspension of disbelief. And then you just take a picture of like, oh, by the way, there's a Wyatt Six here. I mean, what a horrible reveal. Horrible. Umbel85 says, asks me, do you feel the Marks culture has harmed, I think you meant to say WWE. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I mean, where do I start? Putting themselves over, wanting the notoriety, misfit culture, craving attention because many of the Marks together, when they're all band together, they're like, oh, finally we have a voice. And so, I mean, just galore of ruining and turning the product upside down in many ways. Character driven, storyline driven. Man, that is so much of that is a kayfabe. So much of that is out the window, man. And it's because of these mocks. But the problem is that the pro wrestling promotions cater to them. So if you're catering to the mocks, okay, bet. Well, they're going to continue to be marks. Why would I stop being a mark if you're catering to me? I mean, that's not causing me to want to be intrigued to watch the wrestling product and basically understand that pro wrestling creative and booking and characters should have me in the palm of their hand. But marks seek after them, wrestlers, being in the palm of their hands. That's the reason why they sing songs. That's the reason why they chant "This is awesome" to basically send a stamp of approval after 20 seconds of bunch of flips. They create the measurement of what awesome looks like, and that has ruined so much of pro wrestling because a bunch of flips and kicks doesn't make a match awesome. Now, does it is could a bunch of flips and kicks make a match very artistic? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Will Ospreay and Ricochet match, a very artistic match. Yes, but at the same time, if every match looks like that, it doesn't make that match stand out. So, I mean, the Will Ospreay Daniel Bryan match, wonderful match, wonderful match. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, that's the norm. That doesn't. If it's something is the norm, it doesn't stand out. So nowadays, you have the norm. That's the norm, so it doesn't stand out. That's a huge problem. Av was listening to my playlist, one of my Spotify playlists the other day. Very nice, Av. Very nice. Very nice. Rollins says, I think it would be big if they could get Alexa Bliss back. Remember, the regular Alexa Bliss was doing her own thing, and the Fiend was starting to make herself present after her matches. Yeah, but here's the problem with that, Rollins. The Fiend, the last time Alexa Bliss was with the Fiend, Alexa Bliss turned on the Fiend. So Alexa Bliss and the Fiend are no longer a thing because the black, goo came down. Orton RKO'd the Fiend, and the Fiend lost at WrestleMania. So that was really it. And so Bliss, hey, look, man, Bliss is enjoying married life, and enjoying just being away and having a great time, man. So it's just, and I don't blame her. I don't blame her one bit, man. I don't blame her one bit. It's like I get to hang out with my husband and, take care of my family or just go back on the road again and again and again. She's, from what I see, she's managed her money right and was able to turn it over, and that's what good business is all about. When you make all that money that she does, hundreds of thousands of dollars, turn it over, make it work for you, make a livable budget by having other, projects and endeavors. Man, that's good for her, man. Good for her. I think that's fantastic. Humble 85, do you feel like the favoritism and nepotism in professional wrestling is harming it? Restraining conversation about diversity and inclusion, especially MVP and Andrade's comments on X and IG. That's an interesting question. So that has always been an issue with pro wrestling, favoritism and nepotism. I think we see that. I mean, nepotism in a sense, yes, but favoritism, I would say, more prominent. I think that. We even see that with NXT. NXT has this rub that they come up and they get this shine. I always think it's weird that when they're trying to showcase an NXT talent, they just have them beat an established WWF person on the main roster. What? Kiana James comes up and beats somebody. Who was it? Was it Natalya that she beat? And now she's being booked horribly. And so you sacrificed. You sacrificed Natalya plenty of times, unfortunately, but you sacrificed Natalya yet again for the sake of Kiana James, who no one knows. So I think at the end of the day, man, it gets pretty difficult to see that there's not, favoritism within the NXT crowd, unfortunately. Zubair, with the sad news of Sika and Oai passing, thoughts on the sicko's gonna use this time to crap on Roman like they did with Rosie passed in 2017. Like, let the men grieve and don't understand. Hey, The unfortunate part of life, and I would attribute it to being without the Holy Spirit. Um, there's people. We live in a sick world, man. We do. I mean, people are desperate for attention, desperate for attention, and they were willing to go through any measures to get a glimpse of feeling important and or feeling like they have some type of attention, and they're willing to go to desperate measures, which is talk about the dead, talk about someone's passing and all of that, because they're unfiltered lunatics, man. I mean, they're just undiagnosed lunatics. I mean, that's how many people think, man. It's sad. People's Wrestling thoughts on Raw no longer being PG when it goes to Netflix. Yeah, I mean, again, I mean, if the storylines are, to me, I'm old school. So old school 80s wrestling, yes, they had blood, but I mean, it was still like they didn't even use profanity. I know I have good relationships with many people. I've talked to many people in the business. Of course, Black Bart, Dutch Mantel, Greg Gagne, just a bunch of old school wrestlers. Bill Dundee, he's another one that I'm cool with. And so I get a bunch of road stories from them. And I mean, back in the day, man, you couldn't even use profanity, in your promos, but they were amazing. They were still amazing. And so just because it's no longer PG doesn't mean that it's going to be this miraculous change. So give me story. People's Wrestling, I have a theory involving Money in the Bank and The Rock. I was saying the after party. All right, we shall see. Come join us on the after party, y'all. Less than $1 a week. Zoo Bear. Hey, Doc, how are you? I'm well. Cool. You're now becoming a Tuesday night routine, especially after the gym. What was gym routine for you today? How much minutes cardio would you suggest post-workout? 20 minutes post-workout. Gym is usually I usually do stretch. I mean, I need to stretch more. I need to work on stretching more. I usually stretch, but unfortunately, like if there's one thing that I use when I'm on time crunch, when there's one thing that I just toss, it's stretching. However, I've gotten much better on stretching before, but I will say this. I am stretching more in between sets. And so I do that. Actually, I do that often. So stretching has been it's taken away from the first 10 or so minutes, and I do it in between sets. I stretch. I usually do when I'm on the bench, when I'm doing I even did this yesterday when I was doing chest presses. What I'll do is I'll put my knees on one side on the bench and my arms on the other and just stretch like that. And so really it feels so good because, I have a terrible back. And so it's a really, really good stretch for me. But I do 20 minutes of cardio every time I work out. So I work out 5 days a week. And I do 20 minutes of cardio during my workouts. Usually depends on how my back is feeling after the workout. I did the arc trainer a lot, but the gym that I'm at don't even have an arc trainer anymore, which is super weird. Another gym that I go to does, so I use it then, but I either do an elliptical or the bike. The bike doesn't use a lot of calories, but it's a good leg workout though. Av is saying, I hate to say it, but WWE is going to drop the ball with just their other factions. Yeah, sees it. I don't like it. Oh, Final Boston Gage says Cody Rhodes and Uncle Howdy. Oh no. Oh no. No, thank you. People's Wrestling Channel, would you say it's good this year's Men's Money in the Bank has stories this year rather than being throwaway match. Got Bloodline going after Jay, Punk going after Drew, Wise going after Chad. Wise going after Chad is weird. Bloodline going after Jay. Okay, I must have missed that because I didn't see that. Punk going after Drew. Yeah, I mean that's going to lead into a match. But I mean, like I said before, if this payoff between what's the payoff between Punk and Drew? What's the payoff with that? One person wins, okay. So what? What does that mean? Elvis, I'm not sold on this whole Wyatt thing, and all those QR codes are nonsense in my opinion. Stupid. It's hit or miss, man. It's a polarizing thing right now. Zubair, my buddy Smart Busters mentioned this theory years ago. Do you think wrestling the way we love from 80s, 90s, 2000 was wrong, and the reality originally pro wrestling was always match mark crap? No, I don't think so, because pro wrestling was like a circus act. I mean, it was presented in like, armories and stuff like that back in the day. So it was supposed to be attraction for the family to come to. Wrestlers or characters, that was a big thing, even dating before the 80s. That character emphasis is what brought us to the dance. That character emphasis is what made pro wrestling, boom as much as it did, especially in the 80s with Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was all character. He wasn't a good catches can wrestler by any stretch, but it works. That's what brought us to the dance, the rock and wrestling, era. So no, I think this is just that's the reason why it's so niche now, because of what we see now. What I meant by that theory, do you think sadly because of how long wrestling has been bad, do you think resorting to suppose original work rate style, the original inception idea sucked? No, I don't. I think it was much better than we see now. It's what caused people to stay and be interested in product. People's Wrestling Channel 4 years and Bloodline story has been enjoying just incredible. 4 years, the Bloodline story has been going just incredible. I don't think it's incredible. No. I wouldn't say incredible at all. It feels stretch. It's getting stale. Yes, we'll see a payoff with the original Bloodline, but it just seems like it just doesn't end. Like, give me something here. Give me some type of payoff. I think Uncle Howdy is Tony Atlas. That would be funny if I don't think it's Tony Atlas, but that would be hilarious. Zubair, I can't believe how much a ticket for MSG is for SmackDown this Friday. It doesn't even look intriguing to go, even with the Bloodline ceremony. Now, like star power or anything exciting hurts MSG. Yeah, they've been hiking up those tickets, and that's been. I mean, hey, it's supply and demand, man. You can't knock it from a business standpoint. Hiking the prices. Look, hiking up if you know they're going to pay for the prices and you're hiking it up, hike it up, man. Hike it up. Humble 85. Should we as fans stop overthinking the Y6 future storyline? Michael said Backlund in between Bruno. Yeah, I agree. I will put Backlund in there too. No, because I think if WWE didn't have such a history of bombing on storylines and flopping them, like Retribution, for instance, if they didn't, I would agree with you. But I think because you got something that could be so interesting, and then you flop it, I think it's disappointing. It's people don't like disappointment, and so this could potentially be disappointing with the track record, unfortunately. Zubair, do you think perhaps the Friday SmackDown would go down as the worst performing MSG show possible, and it may lead to this excuse of WWE to no longer doing MSG shows? No, I don't think it'll get that extreme. I just watch SmackDown highlights now. I don't even watch SmackDown episodes, but it seemed like they were cooking last week in Chicago, man. So with Drew getting the heat, which was good, and so Jacob Fatu. So we'll see if they cook again at MSG. Keep that momentum coming from Chicago. Roland, has there been much difference between Naomi's use before she went to TNA now? That's a good question. No. I don't see much difference, and she's missed quite a few SmackDowns since returning. Yeah, again, man, it goes back to, yeah, we're going to bring you here. The grass may be greener with absence. Oh, no, it's not. I mean, it's like being in a relationship, breaking up, taking some time away from each other, coming back and realize, oh, that's why I broke up with you. I mean, it just comes right back to why you broke up in the first place. It's not greener. Money's probably better. I imagine, her money's much better than TNA. So, okay, sure. So just cash out and not be utilized properly. She came back and they made her friend Bianca the new girl. J-Tag champs. Is WWE punishing Naomi with quitting on the company in the first place? No, I think Triple H is, I think Triple H is cool with bringing her back. However, man, there's always that level of pettiness when it comes to pro wrestling, people. So I wouldn't say I'm 100% sure. I wonder what Sasha Banks thinks of Naomi's recent use in the company. I'm sure she's not happy. Sue Bear, with the constant R-Truth Cena homage, does it go to show how much Cena, our top stars, miss from modern WWE? That's more of a comedy act. So, yeah, I mean, Cena's came back a few times, and it's just felt just like kind of overstaying your welcome-ish. So, like, I don't think that I don't think that Cena appearing too much more would be the best idea. Final boss engaged. I'm really for Jimmy Uso and Cody Rhodes to be a tag team. Usos Rhodes versus Uncle Howdy Whites. Maybe even get Final Boss involved. There's the RV Fire incident. Walker elevate Howden. Oh my gosh. No. Again, stuff like this, man, it just makes wrestling horrible because you're not giving me your people, like, that's the thing, man. It's just going right back to them blending in with everybody else. It just takes away the mystique because they're blending in with everybody else. You can't do that. You can't do it. Who was the face in the 60s? Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. Yeah, Buddy Rogers, absolutely. Derek was saying. Humble, so true, Dr. Chris. Yes, indeed. Wrestlers stay getting lost in that shuffle. Rollin, it's hard to say that Shawn Michaels was a face in the same way that San Martino, Hogan, Austin, Cena, Reigns were. Maybe not probably not the same way, but he was definitely the face of that era, though. You're talking from 95 to 98 when he lost to Austin in 98 at WrestleMania. Won the 2 Royal Rumbles, 95 and 96. And then Austin won 97, 98. So, yeah, 95 to 98 was the Michaels era. Austin era was 98 to 2001 is when he 2003. 2003 is when he lost at 19. Wait, 2002. He lost at 19 to The Rock, and that was his last match until what was it? Last year when he went against Kevin Owens. So yeah, was that? Oh, yeah, that was. Yep, that was 02 that he left. That was 19. No, 02 was 18. 03 was 19. So yeah, he left in 03. So 98 to 03 was Austin era. So 5 years, 3 years for Michaels. Hogan era was 84 to 94, so about 10 years. 93, he ended up going to WCW 94. It's about 9 years. Lost to Yoko and King of the Ring 93, I think it was. So about 9 years for Hogan. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's still 3 years for Michaels is still long, but probably the shortest. I mean, it's been about, for Reigns, it's been about 6, 7. I mean, he's main evented WrestleManias like just about every year since like 16, 17, somewhere around there. All right. What, 32? He went against Triple H. That was 8 years ago. So that was 16. Yeah. Rollin, I know that a body can only have one face, but Brett and Shawn are two faces of the same coin. Shawn Michaels held the WWF title thrice, and Bret Hart held the title 5 times. Yeah, but Brett didn't feel like a long-standing face. Brett was there. I mean, from the Hart Foundation, became more of a solo and around 91, Intercontinental Championship. 92, I believe, he won the World Championship. So, he had about a good 5. And of course, Survivor Series was 97. So he had a 5-year reign. Yeah, but I definitely wouldn't say the Bret Hart was. If I had to pick one person in that era, Shawn Michaels stands out to me more than Bret does. But they're definitely hand in hand, though. I'll give you the same two sides to the argument. I think that there's some validity in that. Travis, what's up, man? What about Indianapolis getting those 3 huge events? I think it becomes the norm now, and cities are going to line up to land these events in a package. Yeah, I think that's smart. I mean, I think it's good. I think it's smart. It's only less than a 3-hour job from 3-hour drive from my house, and so I'll be able to benefit from that greatly. I'll be most likely doing media for those events, and so win-win for me. I'm all for it. One of the newspaper reporters, Elvis says, will be moving to our area to cover stories in politics. And as an amazing reporter for our loss is your gain, I think you would say. Good stuff. Bruno was the face of the WWF in the 60s, in the 70s, 63 to 71, then again 73 to 77. Yeah. Yeah. 60s Bruno, I think that's fair to say. But I think before that was Buddy Rogers. I mean, he was like really the pioneer. I think he was the first WWE champion, wasn't he? What is everyone? So y'all need to be coming over to the after party. All right, let me hurry up and do all these. I got a bunch of these. Y'all come over to the after party. Everybody get an AEW their rating and not Raw's rating. Well, I crap on Raw's rating all the time. Think about the Fiend, especially messing with Alexa Bliss during her last days in company. Is really the Uncle Howdy character was playing mind games. Yeah, again, Alexa Bliss is living her best life, man. So I'm not mad at her not being a part of it. As a therapist, thoughts on the man versus bear argument, if you heard of it. Also, if you care, thoughts on Hulk 12 trend. now that's funny. So, man, I can't go too much into that. That's an interesting question. That's a really interesting question. And the trend is funny too, but yeah. You should hop on the after party, man. That's a really good question. I want to spend some more time answering that. I can't really give a 15-second or less answer for that, and I have to roll. Ask this question on the after party. You're a patron. We'll talk about that in a minute. Happy early birthday. Thank you very much. Nothing but cake. Summertime pond is favorite thing to do in the summertime. Any activities? Same as all year, man. Just working hard and potential travel. Elvis, you were a patron before. I don't know if you still are, but come back on. Come back if you're not. Join the after party. Storyline, Judgment Day, Live. It's okay. It's all right. Favorite ice cream. I love birthday cake ice cream and cake batter. Maybe Alexa Bliss want to continue pro wrestling, at least story arc. Man played Brian. Again, living her best life, man. Zorton 215 opinion how almost has been booked. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. It's horrible. What the heck are they doing? Wise Rumble in February next year. It's just a land they landed on based on because you have to understand Indy hosts Indy's the Big Ten championship space era, city, and so you'll have college football during that time. So it's smart to. I mean, that's just the end of the college football era. Okay, Sean was tapped twice. Passed the torch to Steve Austin. Did it? Bret Hart passed the torch to Steve Austin. I think Michaels did. I definitely think Michaels did. Probably right about Bret Hart. Never really feeling like the face, and it's probably why Bret Hart hates Hulk Hogan to this day. That's a really good point. That's a really good point, actually. If Hogan had put Bret Hart over, then Bret would have been an actual real face of the company. I think that's fair to say, too. Buddy Rogers was the first WWF champ. April 63, but had a mild heart attack. A month later, Michael was saying, then they had him lose to Bruno. Rogers gained prominence in the 50s NWA champion. Yep, that is true. All right, y'all, I got to roll. Let's head over to the after party, man. We're going to have a little bit of time. And see, this is the thing. Y'all are awesome. This is fun as always. But show y'all support, man. Show y'all support. I go through all of y'all's questions, a bunch of questions a week. We have so much fun. And so come over to the after party. We are going to chill. Yeah, we are going to chill. Let's go to the after party. I'll see you there. Patreon.com/pancakes and I'll see you there. I'll do it for you. I'll see you there.